Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
A DTE employee robbed while he's trying to protect the neighborhood. We'll give you a glimpse into what the robber looks like.
Plus, the city of East Point in hot water with the Justice Department, why the DOJ believes the city violated the Voting Rights Act. And breaking news at this hour, Donald Trump held his first press conference as president-elect, and he addressed some pretty contentious subjects. That, of course, stops our news at noon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassimy. Donald Trump saying that he has no ties to Russia after new claims that the Russian government has information on the president-elect that it could be used as blackmail.
I have no dealings with Russia. I have no deals in Russia. I have no deals that could happen in Russia because we've stayed away. And I have no loans with Russia. As a real estate developer, I have very, very little debt.
Now, we're going to have more on Trump's press conference, including his remarks on Detroit's Big Three, coming up in just a little bit. But President-elect Donald Trump then got on CNN saying that they reported false information, then refused to answer questions from a CNN reporter who challenged him. Take a listen to this.
It's a disgrace what took place. It's a disgrace. And I think they ought to apologize to start with Michael Cohen. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, not you. Not you. Your organization's terrible. Your organization's terrible. Let's go. Go ahead. Quiet. Quiet. Go ahead. She's asking a question. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question. You are fake news. Go ahead.
Well, the argument stemmed from a comment Trump made during the conference about a lawyer of his being in Prague. The reporter yelling at Trump, saying that they were attacking his organization. Now, these are the tweets Trump mentioned in his news conference. The president-elect going on somewhat of a Twitter rampage last night after the claim surfaced. One of the tweets saying intelligence agencies should never have allowed this fake news to leak to the public, then asking if we live in Nazi Germany. Trump went on in several other tweets to say that the new Russian claims are total fabrication and that his opponents are working against him with fake news. Now, also breaking this afternoon, Trump's pick for Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is in the hot seat for his first day of Senate confirmation hearings. The ExxonMobil CEO is facing scrutiny for his relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Senators today telling Tillerson they will not tolerate attacks or blackmail from the Russian government.
The point is that we, the United States, were victims of cyber attack of our democratic process. Recent news accounts indicate Russia may well have information about Mr. Trump, and they could use that to compromise our presidency. It cannot be business as usual.
Now, Tillerson responded to the comments by saying he supports laws that impose visa bans on certain Russian officials. And you're looking at live video from the confirmation hearing for Jeff Sessions, Trump's pick for U.S. Attorney General. This is the second day of questioning for the Alabama senator. Sessions faced protesters and criticism over allegations of racism. The nominee was rejected for a federal judgeship in 1986, largely over those allegations. Of course, we'll have much more on Trump's press conference coming up a little bit later on Local 4 News. New this afternoon, the Justice Department has filed a lawsuit against the city of East Point. The suit was filed against the city's council, mayor, and city clerk. Now, the complaint states that city council elections are discriminatory and violate the Voting Rights Act. Nearly a third of the city's electorate is made up of black residents, but a black resident has never once won a contested election for a spot on the council. So far, the city has not released a statement regarding that whole suit. Well, our other big story here at noon, the robbery of a DTE worker while he was guarding a downed power line. I want to show you some surveillance video from the scene on Detroit's west side. Jason Colthorpe is joining us live now from along Joy Road where it happened. And Jason, have they caught the guy just yet?
Police have not caught the man who did this just yet. And if you look behind me, a much different scene than was out at 3:30. At that point, there was a DTE car across Joy Road guarding a down line. Not so much anymore. However, we did just get a glimpse of what he looks like on surveillance video. Surveillance video shows it was exactly 3:27 this morning when a man wearing a tan, puffy coat with a hood approaches a DTE truck in the middle of Joy Road that was guarding a downed line. The robber knocked on the window with his revolver, then ordered him out and to the ground. Then he robbed him. He runs off the same way he showed up, across Epworth Road. The worker wasn't hurt and only lost $2, but certainly a scare of being forced to the ground at gunpoint. Currently, some employees from DTE are actually out in the neighborhood canvassing, handing out flyers, trying to solve this crime on their own. Now, coming up a little bit later on Local 4, we're going to roll that surveillance tape back just a little bit by a couple minutes and show you what you see just before that crime happened. On the west side, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
And this afternoon, thousands of people are still without power after severe winds blew through the area last night. DTE telling us close to 28,000 people are currently without power. You might remember earlier this morning, there were about 35,000 homes without power. Last night's storms knocked down power lines, a total of 70,000 outages, in fact, throughout the whole area. Wayne County was one of the hardest hit areas. Crews say that the majority of customers should have their power on by the end of the day. Well, kind of difference in weather today. A lot of rain yesterday, Brandon, and things kind of different right now.
It is, yeah. It's mild. It's still cloudy, but temperature-wise, we're doing all right. We're not expecting the big winds anymore, but we do once again have another rainy night in store for you. Right now, we're looking at temperatures like Howell at 37 degrees. How about that? We're at 38 in Monroe. We managed to get all the way up to 49 degrees at about 9 o'clock yesterday evening with those really strong winds. Not going to get quite that warm, but obviously none of us were able to get out there and enjoy any of that. Here's a look at the current wind speeds. The yellow little arrows here just indicating those winds are coming up from the south still, between 5 and 15 miles an hour, and that does have a play on how it feels to the skin. Wind chills in the 20s, so you dress for that as you head out and about, and if you're going to be out for a while, bring the umbrella with you. I don't have any rain for you through the afternoon hours. Noontime, we're at 36, 2 o'clock, 38, about 40 degrees as we hit the 4 o'clock hour, but temperatures will continue to climb. We've got this area of rain that we're watching down south of Indianapolis. It's going to pinwheel in here. We also have a little moisture forming back here through Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois that also is going to move in here. So we'll be tracking the rain coming your way coming up. Right now, though, you can head to the Local 4, this is on the weather tab of clickondetroit.com for zone weather. Evrod.
Alrighty, Brandon, thank you. A Detroit man will go to trial for the shooting death of his 16-year-old brother. It happened just before Christmas. Investigators say that 18-year-old Avere Johnson was playing with a gun when he pointed it at his brother Sean and pulled the trigger. Avere is now facing several charges, including manslaughter, but there's no word yet on when his trial will begin. We have new information this afternoon about a deadly house fire in Pontiac. Fire crews were called to the scene around 8 this morning, and this happened on Draper near Hazel, and that's where they found the body of an 89-year-old man.
There is no heat in the house, so I don't really know if he, I know he had a generator, but he didn't have it plugged in, so it wasn't that. We just don't know what's caused the fire as of yet.
Now, the fire chief went on to say that the power was out in the neighborhood because of last night's storms. Investigators right now working to identify that man. And in Westland now, we're learning more about an early morning accident that left one man dead. This happened on Newburgh near Laramie Street. Police say the 55-year-old lost control of the truck that he was driving and hit a bridge, sadly dying shortly after being transported to the hospital. Officers believe that he suffered some sort of medical emergency and do let us know that alcohol was not a factor in this crash. All right, still to come here on Local 4 News at noon, a succession of storms has been hammering the country, triggering avalanches in some areas, as well as mudslides and a lot of flooding. But there are more weather warnings in place today. We'll tell you where the trouble is brewing. Plus, the manhunt continues. New details are coming out on the suspect in the killing of an Orlando police officer as the manhunt enters day 3.
Who doesn't love a good fairy tale? He climbed up the castle on her hair. They met, fell in love, and lived happily ever after. What if I told you that this storybook wedding could actually be yours for free? Anybody who's getting married, anybody at all, you've got to watch today at 4 on First at 4. We're talking about getting the ring, the dress, the tuxes, the honeymoon, all for free. You've only got to do 3 things, and you can only find out what they are today at 4 on First at 4.
The manhunt for the suspect accused in that deadly shooting of an Orlando police sergeant is now in day 3. 41-year-old Markeith Lloyd, accused of shooting and killing Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton on Monday. Today we're learning Lloyd has a lengthy criminal record dating back 2 decades. In 1996, he was arrested on a murder charge that was later dropped. And then in 1998, he was sentenced to more than 4 years in prison for battery on an officer. Going to get to breaking news up in Lansing, where state representatives are being sworn into office as the 99th legislature gets underway. That ceremony happening right now. We're giving you live pictures of it. The newly elected reps are going to be taking their seats, where they will start work adopting new House rules and elect a Speaker of the House. And back to that press conference held by
Fiat Chrysler, big factory going to be built in this country as opposed to another country. Ford just announced that they stopped plans for a $1 billion plant in Mexico, and they're going to be moving into Michigan and expanding very substantially an existing plant. I appreciate that from Ford. I appreciate it very much from Fiat Chrysler. I hope that General Motors will be following, and I think they will be.
And going back to that press conference that President-elect Donald Trump held just a little while ago, he mentioned, as you just heard, Detroit's big 3 in that conference, praising 2 of the automakers for their decisions to invest in the U.S. Trump then went on to say that he hopes more industries choose to manufacture here in the U.S. And coming full circle for you now, President Obama delivered his farewell address to the nation last night. That 50-minute speech was given in his hometown of Chicago in front of an electric crowd and a divided nation. Now, the event resembled Obama's 2008 nomination, with his wife and First Lady Michelle there, as well as daughter Malia, who got quite emotional, and tearful daughter Sasha stayed in D.C. to study for an exam that she had today. The address covered many topics, including the past 8 years of service.
If I had told you that we would open up a new chapter with the Cuban people, shut down Iran's nuclear weapons program without firing a shot, take out the mastermind of 9/11, you might have said our sights were set a little too high.
Well, the president then took time to thank his family and Vice President Joe Biden for being by his side over the years, the past 8 years. And also, while Obama took several indirect aims at his successor, President-elect Donald Trump, he urged Americans to allow for a very peaceful transition of power in the coming days. Still to come here at noon, we are talking about the wild weather that slams parts of the country. We'll tell you where it hit coming up.
It happened 1 year ago.
There's no water, there's no filter at many stations. People outside tell us that they feel helpless, they feel stranded.
Now Help Me Hank demanding more answers for the people of Flint.
What would you say to the people in Flint?
Now we're back in Flint, revealing new information about the battle for clean water and showing you what happened to the young boy who became the face of this crisis. Tonight at 11. Celebrate.
Okay, so we had some quite interesting weather yesterday.
We did here, and
yeah.
We're not alone.
No, we're certainly not. We weren't the only ones to see some of these strong storms. Take a look at what happened out west. This is on the West Coast. Families now recovering from the rain and snow. This was near Sacramento, where a 13-foot levee was breached by floodwaters, forcing families out of their homes. Then in the Sierra Nevada, blizzards with hurricane-force winds. This region still trying to dry out. Not done with the rain and snow yet, though, Brandon.
Well, forecasters say that they expect about another 5 inches of rain in spots and 5 feet of snow in the Sierra Nevada. Issues in the state of Nevada where they're seeing flooding. And over the last couple of years, there have been problems with droughts, fires, and now with the floods, the mudslides and avalanches just happen that much easier. And we certainly can at least feel some of their pain after the wild day of weather we had. The worst of it, even though we had a ton of accidents yesterday morning from the snow, the worst of it was the wind and causing damage, power outages. Had some near 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Adrian, Ypsilanti, right on the Washtenaw-Wayne County line was some of the worst of it. Metro Airport, Romulus, 47-mile-an-hour gust. Grosse Ile saw a 38-mile-an-hour gust. Currently, we're looking at 36 degrees. We have a south wind at 10, so it doesn't feel like 36. 28 is more of your wind chill number that you want to prepare for. On our way to about 40 through the afternoon, but that's not the end of it. We're going to keep warming up into the evening hours. South winds 7 to 17, keep pumping all through the evening. It's not only pumping mild air in, I don't want to call it warm, maybe warmer, but it's also pouring a little more moisture in here. So after about 7:30, we're going to see rain showers and upper 40s through the late evening, maybe unstable enough to get a couple of rumbles of thunder. I don't think we're going to see anything wild, but we certainly want you to keep your eyes on the skies. You see some of this wet weather down south. Could get a couple of showers in our south zone a little bit earlier than 7 o'clock, but we have sort of the combination of two different systems, a warm front returning from the south and a cold front coming at us. We'll feel the effects of that cold front as we head into your Thursday morning, but until then, will be mainly liquid. North zone later tonight and early tomorrow may get a little bit of that wintry mix, but we've got rain tonight through the early morning hours. 5-6 a.m. it should start tapering off and cooler air filters in, which means maybe a little wintry mix, but temps will be tumbling all day tomorrow, and it will be a cooler weekend. Nothing bitter cold. Hoping to get a little festive light snow on your Saturday.
Alrighty, Brendan, thank you. It has been 40 days and 40 sleepless nights. Danielle Cislicki's parents have hoped to find out what happened to their daughter in that time. Local 4 defender Karen Drew takes us inside the investigation, sharing some information that you might not know about this missing local woman.
It's truly a mystery on what was taken and what was left behind. Left behind, her car and money. Taken, her cell phone and car keys. Let's go back to December 2nd. The day the mystery began.
This is where Danielle Cislicki was last seen, leaving her job at MetLife at the 25,000 block of Telegraph in Southfield. It was a typical day at work for the 28-year-old. Her plan after work, to meet a friend for dinner.
That particular day, she was scheduled to work longer. And because things were a little slow, she asked, after getting a request from a friend, whether or not it'd be okay if she left early.
I think the last text message was confirmation to her friend that yes, I have been able to get off early. Let me swing home real quick, pack a bag, and I'll meet you there.
It was about 5 o'clock. Danielle walked out of her Southfield office and headed to her car, a mud-covered Jeep Renegade.
Think about when you were sitting in traffic, when you were driving. Did you see or happen to see the somewhat dirty vehicle? Did you happen to see Danielle?
Now, what happened next is unclear. She never showed up for dinner and never communicated to her friend.
Danielle just doesn't randomly not show up.
Danielle's friend was so worried, she went to her apartment complex the following day at 6 p.m.
This is where Danielle lived, the Independence apartment complex on Halstead Road in Farmington Hills. Her Jeep Renegade was found parked just 8 feet from her door. Her purse left in the SUV. Police aren't sure if Danielle or someone else drove the Jeep to her apartment.
I feel that she didn't just walk away.
Police say it's highly suspicious that Danielle's Samsung Galaxy Core Prime with a rose gold case is missing, along with her keys with this very unique charm.
Our concern is that Danielle is somewhere being held, not by her choice.
Days pass, no word.
28-year-old Danielle Cislicki has been missing now for 5 days.
At this point, media attention is growing in the state and nationally. K-9 units, choppers frantically looking for Danielle. Not only the Farmington Hills Police on this case, but Oakland County Sheriffs, MSP, and the FBI.
December 19th, police announced they believe Danielle has been a victim of a crime.
This is the Eddie Bauer 3-in-1 jacket. This should be exactly what she was wearing.
reminding the public what Danielle was wearing when she was last seen. Then, December 22nd, law enforcement descend on this home on the 2900 block of Oxford Street in Berkeley. The search is on. Sources confirming a mattress along with other items are taken out of this home. Who lives here? A former security guard that was contracted to work at the MetLife office Danielle worked, but was not currently working there. Danielle's photo and name have been shared thousands of times on social media, her family begging for someone to come forward with answers.
From the deepest of my heart, help us bring Danielle home.
A vigil will be held in Danielle's honor January 12th from 7 to 8 at the Redford VFW, post 345. The family wants to keep her story and her disappearance in the spotlight, so hopefully someone will come forward with answers. I'm Karen Drew, Local 4 Defenders.
Answers that will hopefully help find her safely. We're back after this.
Replay song.
Right now, we want to get to breaking news that we're following from Detroit City Airport. That's where police are telling us that a body was found on the runway there. That body was found around noon, again, at Detroit City Airport on Connor Street. That's on the city's east side. Here's what police are telling us. They're telling us that the victim is a male, but as far as the circumstances surrounding his death, it's unknown at this time. But of course, we'll keep you updated as we get more information coming up on Local 4 News First at 4 with Karen Drew. In the meantime, we are going to enjoy what we can in the weather department for now.
Heading into the 40s, rain tonight, though.
Alrighty. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you tonight.